Okay, hey everybody, how you doing? This is Greg Lewis coming at you from the MetaStock studio, not from my basement. Now the reason this is going on today is because, I'm sorry, I hope this chair's not too creaky, is because the internet at my home basement studio crapped out, completely kiboshed this morning. So I had to grab a bunch of stuff in a knapsack, a backpack, and run on over here to the office. Now, I am in the studio, but it's all sort of a temporary situation, and our presenter today is not in the studio. He's still coming from home because of social distancing. There's really nobody here in the office except for me. So, we are going to be starting in about 4 minutes and 4 seconds. Today's presenter is our very own Dave Derricott. He's a super awesome guy and a great person and a great presenter and very knowledgeable, and I know you're going to enjoy him. While you're coming on, I see we have, just a second. Not a lot of people on board yet, but let's go ahead and, I hope I logged into the right, Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, I do see. Okay, I see people coming on now. So go ahead and say hello. Let us know where you're from. Hey, we sure hope you're still safe and making good decisions in this time of strangeness. What else can I say about that? So we are MetaStock, and to that end, I want to share a few things with you before we get started in about 3 minutes. Boy, I just hope getting all the sound right on this one because it's kind of a new setup. Let me show you a few things over here. All right, tomorrow we have the market recap with Gary Burton. Gary is from Australia. He's a great guy, and he's very popular, and I know you'll enjoy the presentation. It's at 2:30 Mountain or 4:30 Eastern. Don't miss it. It's a kind of just a talk back and forth about the markets, the current state of the markets, and how they might be next week and weeks going forward. Another thing I want to tell you about is the APAC Traders Summit. The APAC Traders Summit is on August 15th. Hey, that's going to include a bunch of great speakers who have yet to be determined, but if you want to go ahead and register for that now so you can get a reminder, you can go to our homepage and just click on the top where it says APAC Traders Summit, and you can register for that now. Let's see how we're doing on time. Okay, we got about 2 minutes. Let me tell you one more thing. We have the MQ Trender Pro. That is a new product that we just came out with a few weeks ago, and the reason I'm telling you about it now is it's a great product, and I happen to know if you chat in right now to metastock.com/saleschat, this product, which generally sells for $14.95, you can get at a considerable discount when you upgrade to MetaStock or get MetaStock 17. So give us a chat and check it out. All right, let's get back to timer. Looks like we got about 1 minute and 30 seconds. No one said hello yet, so that makes me wonder if we're streaming okay. Can you hear me? Somebody give me a shout out. Say, yes, Greg, we can hear you. And that would make me feel much better. I'm getting good sound levels everywhere, so I think everyone can hear me. But I sure feel better if someone would say, yes, we can hear you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take myself off camera and mute myself and make sure Dave's ready to go on the other side. Hey, Dave, you good to go over there? Dave, can you hear me? Oh, maybe I can't hear you. Dave, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Sorry, I had you muted. So, okay, let's go ahead and get this show on the road.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
And Dave, have you started the broadcast over there on your side?
Yeah, I just started the broadcast.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. If in our GoToWebinar room, if you can just have a Y or yes in the chat window, that'd be helpful.
Same over here. Oh, Kelly Clement finally says we're getting sound on this side. So I'm going to be hosting today. I'll be introducing Mr. Derricott. I think it sounds. Dave, are you getting people saying they can hear you on GoToWebinar?
Haven't yet.
Well, we're crossing our fingers. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
I can, and I'm listening to you through GoToWebinar, so fingers crossed. All right. Hey, everybody, thanks so much again for coming today. Today's presentation is How to Find Profitable Trades by one David Derricott. Dave, I'm going to go ahead and let you do the, when you come on, do the disclosure, if that's okay. I just want to take a moment to introduce Dave. He doesn't have his camera on, so you can't see his picture today. But Dave has been with the company, well, longer than I have. So, what, 15 years now, Dave?
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to go on record. You've easily got to be one of the top 5 sales guys that's ever worked for us, right? I mean, easily, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So Dave's done dozens of presentations. I couldn't begin to count. He's very likable. He's definitely we get a lot of great feedback about how Dave explains the product to company to individuals, and also helps them get set up and get going. So he's a real good guy to deal with. And people of the internet, with no more further ado, I give you Dave Derricott.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. And if you have any questions, either in our YouTube page or GoToWebinar, feel free to ask those, and I'll be more than happy to help answer those as quickly as possible. But today I'm going to actually talk about a few nice little systems in MetaStock that I like to use with my trading, and we'll go ahead and dive into that just as soon as we get through the disclaimer. Oops. So the demonstration today is designed to instruct you on using MetaStock and accompanying software plugins, and is not a recommendation to buy or sell, but rather guidelines to interpreting and using the specific indicators and features within the software. The information, software, and techniques presented today should only be used by investors who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. MetaStock shall have no liability for any investment decisions based on the use of their software, any trading strategies, or any information provided in connection with the company. The second one is a CFTC Rule 41 new agreement that we have to show. I don't have to go through and read the entire thing, but just basically saying pretty much what I just said, that there is risk with trading, and we all make our own decisions, that we won't have any liability for trading. So with that being said, since I think we have a few new customers in here, or people that are just investigating MetaStock, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of give a little history of our heritage. So we were founded in '82 by a person, his name is Steve Akalis. He wrote a couple books, Technical Analysis from A to Z, first and second edition. And then he ended up selling the company to Reuters. Back then it was called Equus, and he sold it to Reuters in '95 because they wanted a really good charting software to sell to the professionals, institutions, and banks, and money managers, and fund advisors, and people like that. So we were part of Reuters for quite a while, and then we also released our real-time data feed back in 2005 as well, before it was all just end of day. And then we actually came out with our new real-time platform with Zenith in 2012. And then just recently, actually back now it's been 7 years, we bought ourselves back from Thomson Reuters. So now we're our own company, and it's definitely been a really good ride. So what I want to talk to you about today, I'm going to actually go over a couple different things. I'll get into MetaStock and kind of show you some simple things and little tips and tricks that I like to use. But one that I want to talk about specifically that I've used with my trading is called the Turtle Trader method. It was created back in the 80s. Actually two people named Richard Dennis and Bill Eckhart. They kind of had like a gentleman's bet that they could teach anybody how to trade, that you didn't have to be, gone to school and gotten a financial background or degrees, whatnot. That they basically, Richard said to Bill Eckhart, I can teach anybody how to trade as long as they follow the easy, simple system and follow the rules. As long as they do that, they can be successful. So what he did is he put an ad in the paper, hired a few people, called those guys the Turtles. One of them actually by the name of Michael C. Covell. He's written a book called The Complete Turtle Trader Guide. It's a pretty good book, and if you want to pick it up, it's pretty cheap. You can get it on Amazon. But that being said, so anyway, so he gave them, I think it was about $50,000 each, and I believe there were about 5 of them, and all of them tripled that within the first year just by using his system. So with that being said, I'm just going to dive right into MetaStock. Let me just bring it over here on my other computer, or on my other screen, sorry. So when you first get MetaStock open, you'll come up and you'll see this window, a little power console. So I'm just going to show you some initial little kind of learning things. A lot of people, when they first start with MetaStock, I know there's a lot in there, a lot of things that you can do with it. The easiest thing you can do, if you know any symbols that you want to open up, you don't have to come over here and do instrument search. And I have a lot of my new customers that think that you have to always pull this open in order for you to be able to open any charts. That's not the case. If you know the symbol, then you can just type it in. For example, DIA, SPY. You just have to put a space between each one. And then here's always the rule of thumb. If you're going to do one that's on the NASDAQ, you want to always put a .o on the end of it. Other than that, if it's on the New York or the Amex, you just can put the 3 letters and you're good to go. So when you first open up MetaStock, open up any charts, they're going to be just basically a blank chart with candlesticks or bars or however you want to set them up. I'll just kind of zoom in here. And you can zoom in just by clicking on that little plus sign there. And before I get into the chart, there's one thing I always like to show on the Power Console. When you first get MetaStock, you're going to have a bunch of lists that'll actually have like equities North America, Asia, and Europe, etc. You don't have to actually have all that on the list because sometimes it can bog down your Power Console. So if you come over here and just double click where it says Public Online Data Lists, it'll open up this window where you can edit your Power Console. So if you're like me and you don't want to look at all of the Asian markets and all the European markets, I just want to look at some of the US and Canada, maybe a couple Asian ones, and that's about it. So all it is, I just moved what I wanted over here on this side, and then you click Save and Close, and that way I don't have everything from all of the different countries that we provide data on. So just a little kind of tip there if you haven't done that already or weren't sure how to make the Power Console not show all of the different countries. So anyway, so like I was saying, let's come back over to the charting here. Let's go with Amazon. So inside of, I'm just going to show you some little simple things, and then I'll get into the Turtle Trader. If you're brand new to using MetaStock, and anytime you want to plot indicators, you can just come up here to this indicator quick list. What's very nice with MetaStock 17 now is it actually remembers the last 20 indicators that you used. So it'll save them up here at the top, so I don't have to go down the big, huge, massive list to find the ones that I want. So I can just come over here and we'll do let's do this P as MACD histogram. And I can either plot it on over the price candles, or what I like to do is actually put it in its own window. If you just hover over the title bar here and then release your mouse, or use the mouse buttons, excuse me, it'll open up a new inner window and plot that automatically for me. Now, if I want to ever go in and edit the indicator, i.e. like colors or whatnot, you can just come over here and just double click on it. And then you can make any changes you want. So then we'll go over here, we'll do MACD 3, and I'll just put that one over the chart. And I'll just leave those as the default, change the color to blue, and I'll make the lines a little thicker here. And click OK. And then again, you can go and edit these as much as you want to. So then if you ever, and as a new customer, if you're kind of like the way you've got your chart set up and you want to make sure they open up each time this way, you can right click on the chart and do Save as Default Template. You're going to say yes anytime you make changes to your charts. And then you'll actually close out the chart. I'm not going to do it, but I'll show you how you do it. You'll close the chart out and you'll come over here and do File, Delete Smart Charts. Then that way, each time you open up any new symbol, no matter which one it is, will open up with your settings. So just another trick there. As far as plotting, or as far as like doing some scans, and we're going to go through that in a minute. So let's go ahead and dive into the Turtle Trader. So to open the Turtle Trader, and I've actually created a template. So if you guys want a copy or my template for the Turtle Trader, I'm more than happy to send it to you. It's not an add-on that you have to purchase anything additionally to MetaStock. If you have the latest version of MetaStock, I can send you the template and you can add that into your templates as well. So, but I'm just going to start simple here really quick. We'll just go down to where we got the Turtle Trader, Hybrid by MetaStock. You just highlight that and you click Attach, and then you'll click Close. And one of the biggest power tools of MetaStock is the commentary window. So I always recommend if the system comes with a commentary window, make sure that you're applying that as well. So what you do is you just right click on the chart and choose Expert Advisor, and then you'll go Commentary, and then it'll open it up. Right now, this is we're on Amazon, so right now we don't have any current trades on this current bar, but if you come back here and move your commentary to this one, it actually will show you the last buy signal that we had. So the turtle trader method is based on a 20-bar high and low and a 10-bar sell price. So basically, when it hits those 20-bar highs, it'll put the buy or the sell signals on the charts. And sometimes you can see right here in this area, you'll see multiple sell entries, or right here, there's multiple buy entries. And that's really nice, because then you can just add to your position, or if you have your stop indicator, then that's going to tell you to set your stop and get out of the trade. But I always recommend to use the commentary window, because it does a really good job kind of helping you set up the trade, where you should set your stop. And that's what I really like about this one, is it's very detailed as far as where you should be getting in, where you should set your stop, where you should set your sell price, and that kind of stuff. So it's actually pretty helpful in that area. I really, really like it. Again, this is a very simple, easy system to use. There's really not much to it. So that one, now that I've kind of talked about that, let me actually show my template. I just called it Dave's TT. So I'm gonna make sure, yeah. So on mine, I actually have, oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, let me close all my charts out. Okay. Let's go back to one that my template. Sorry about that. I thought that was the one that I had created. There it is. Okay, so it's just called Dave's Turtle. And I actually have this on an intraday time frame, but if you want to make any changes as far as the interval, you just come down here and click on daily. I'll actually make it back to daily. So for those that are using our end of day program, you'll be able to open it as well. If it's on intraday, it may not open. So this is just mine. Very simple, easy chart. Not much to it. I've got the MACD, and then there is one other thing that I had failed to show you, is the turtle trader method actually comes with these two little indicators called turtle trader bands. And I've just got to find those. So there. So they're right here. I'll delete mine off, and then I'll just re-add them so you can see how you do that. So you just come up here, hold your mouse over the little blue box, press down your left mouse button, hold it, and then you just drag and drop it onto the chart. And then it'll ask you if you're in long, or if you want to be in a short area. In this case, I'm long. It's a long setting, so we'll just leave it at 1. And then if you want to change your colors, and you can definitely do that. I'm gonna make the lines a little thicker there so everyone can see. Okay, so then again, it's very, very simple, easy. Let's just go back to our last trade that we had right here. So we had a buy signal based on the 20-bar breakout high, and then we've got our sell price and then our second stop price. So then if you get another buy signal, which was, oops, I went back one there, right there, then you can just add to that position. And as you get more buy signals that you should be bullish on there, then you can just add more to the position. And it's very simple, easy to use. This is why I really like it so much. So with that being said, let's actually go in and run some scans based on this. So to do any scanning in MetaStock, if you're an owner of MetaStock, then you just come up here and click Explore, or you can open the Power Console and come to the Explore tab. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click where, and also the other thing too, if you're not aware, for those that use MetaStock, you can add explorations into this favorites folder. So they're at the very top, instead of me having to scroll all the way down to the T's to find the turtle trader one. So I just check the box right here. And then another thing point I'd like to make is, because I'm scanning on daily data, I would recommend, for those that haven't done it already, to download your data to your computer, because it makes your scanning, and if you do any back testing, a lot faster. And it's just much easier to manage as well. So because I've got my data downloaded, you'll see it's under the local data list. I don't want to scan that many symbols, so let's just go and uncheck the very top box, and we'll just do the S&P. It's always a fun one to do. And then we'll go over here and we'll click on Start Exploration. Oh wait, before I do that, I want to do one more thing. So a lot of the times I get the question, Dave, I want to create an exploration where I can scan between different price ranges and specific volume. So what I've done is I've gone in here and written a formula. It's very simple. There's really not much to it. That I want to look for price between $1 and $15, and I want volume to be 500,000 or more. But I'm going to change this to 25 and 75. So now I'm only going to look at anything that's traded in that price range, and then volume we'll do anything over 1 million. Oops. That should be it. Okay. Then we'll click OK. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to scan on that one first, and then I'm going to scan on the turtle trader method. And if you need help writing that type of a scan, it's as you saw, the formula is very simple. There's not much to it. I'm not a formula writer or programmer, but I just like to set up those little simple scans. So we'll come over here, and we'll just run that scan. As you can see, the scan runs pretty quickly because we are using local data. If I was using online data, I'd have to connect to the server for each individual symbol. So I would recommend that to download your data if you want. You don't have to. If your computer's fast enough, you probably don't have to. So we got quite a few results from that. Now this is where you can kind of go in and organize it. So anytime there's a buy or a short, it'll actually put a 1 right here. So I didn't have any buy opportunities. Let's look on the short side. It doesn't look like I had anything. Let me just look here. Oh, I don't think I had my filter on. Let's try this again. I'll widen the list. Let's do, I don't want to do the whole entire one. Let's just do the NYC Amex. I got a better idea. I'm going to lower the price. So let's just do anything. Let's go actually back to where I had it before. Let's do 5 and 25. Maybe that was my problem. Okay, let's do another exploration. And sometimes you have to kind of play around with it in order to find some opportunities. But, you know, I mean, if there's not any opportunities based on the system, then there just isn't. It's just kind of how it is. And sometimes that'll be the case. And especially today's market's kind of funky. But I'm not going to get any results on this one either because it's rejecting 100% of them. So let's just X that one. Anyway, I like to show it, but if it's not giving me any results, then I'll just take it off. Okay, so this is kind of what I wanted to show you. So you've got Alps Specific Technologies ETF on here, trading at $35, which is weird. I should have found it. Anyway, so then if you want to open up the charts, you can just come over here and double click it, and you can also leave the Explorer window open. So if you double click it, probably gonna have to reopen my charts on there. So let's change it to daily. Yeah, so I had that template set as with an intraday time period. So that's why it told me the periodicity isn't correct, because I'm using just local data. So we did get some buy signals here. And if you just want to take your little triangle commentary window, you can kind of look and see if you'd still want to get into this trade. You have actually gotten a few buy signals in here, but if you want to take that last one, and it was only a couple bars ago, you would be able to, you know, set your trade up that way. You've got a buy signal based on the 20-bar breakout at 36.41. Here's where you need to set your stops, and that's where you need to set your sell price. And then as the trend goes up more and more, then you could add more to your position. Let's do some more scans on the turtle trader. Actually, let's go through the list a little bit more. So let's look at Biopharmax Ordinary. On that one, we had a buy signal. So let's go ahead and double click on that one. I got to change the periodicity each time. Okay, so we actually did get an alert on this one. We have a buy signal. We can just go over here and click skip all remaining alerts, and we'll leave that open. So in this case, we did, like I said, you had a buy signal on the very current candlestick. So running the scan did help me find a possible trading opportunity in here. And then again, the commentary window, very simple, to letting me know that I should get it on a buy side and set where to set my stops and my sell price, etc., and things like that. And the other thing that's really nice is it does, if you're in a short trade, you probably wouldn't be in this case, looking at the last part of the trend, but if you were in a short position and everything kind of goes into the long area or into the bullish area, then it actually tells you inside the short trade monitor that there's a cover signal, can't talk today, that's occurred, and to close all your short trades. So just another thing that I like about the Turtle Trader method. And the other thing too, it's kind of an all-around trading system where you can actually back test this as well. So if we come back over to the Power Console, come down here over to System Test. And the thing that's nice about system testing is maybe the system isn't as great as you think it is, or maybe it only works on the long side, or it only works on the short side. So in this case, we'll do both. And from what I've seen, it's usually about half and half. Most of the time it does really well on both sides. So I'm going to use kind of the rule of thumb with back testing is doing 1250, which is 5 years. I like to increase it to 2000, so it's 7 years. And then if you're the type of trader that you want to do testing on specific time or specific dates, then you can click exchange date and time and change it that way if you want to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to use the last 2000 records. So we're going to go in and actually I'll show all the ones that I like to do back testing with, and maybe I'll be able to teach you something. But so we'll go ahead and click the Turtle Trader method, and I'm going to do the S&P 500 again. That's the one that I have downloaded. I don't want to have it take too long, so we'll just base it on this one. But again, you can back test. There's not a limit of how many symbols you can back test. You can back test as many as you want to. The more, obviously, it's going to take more time. So inside the back test, you come over here to trade options. If you want to make any changes here, you definitely can. This is basically just kind of showing on the chart where a buy arrow, where a stop sign is, exit sign, etc. What you want to more go with is in the account under the account tab. And that one is really meant for realistic type back testing, because you really want to take the size of your account, to make sure to see how well your account would have performed using this particular method. So I'm actually just going to put 10,000 in here, and then this right here, you can use this drop down menu. I can't talk today. Sorry. You can do percent of available equity. So at any time, I'd have 25% of my equity of my entire account in the market, or I can use number of units or transaction costs, etc. If you're doing backtesting on futures or options or Forex, you want to choose the points only test. A lot of the times, if you don't, it kind of screws up your results. So you definitely want to do points only. In this case, we're doing just the equities. So we'll just click OK. And then on the broker side, if you want to make any changes here, this is if you want to trade on margins and stuff like that. You can actually also do back testing based on commissions if you want to. Now that doesn't really pertain to us, because most of the brokers out there now are zero commission, whereas back in the day when we created the back tester, that wasn't the case. And then if you want to change anything as far as trade execution, if you want to do realistic market prices, or you can change it and change these fields as well if you want to. So let's go ahead and just click OK. And then we'll start the system test right here. And that will take a little bit of time. So while that's running, I'm just going to kind of have about a half hour left. So I wanted to kind of go over a different system as well that I like to use with the Turtle Trader method. So I'm going to go ahead and start explaining that one while the back tester is running. So I'm going to go ahead and close these charts out. And it's one that you've probably seen before. It's actually one of my favorites that's built into MetaStock. It's called the RMO system. There's an add-on, and then there's also the template, or basically the system that's built into MetaStock. And you can also use it to confirm your trades. Maybe if you want to use the Turtle Trader as your main expert indicator, and then you can confirm it with the RMO. It's one that I really like as well. So let's do one of the things that I was trading. Stop. Oh, okay. So instead of using Dave's Turtle Trader method, we'll come over here to templates, and we'll scroll all the way down. And I have one already set. It's called Dave's RMO system. So then we'll just click on open. And if there are any questions about this, definitely let me know. So this one, actually, I want to change this to candles. I don't really like bars. I've always used candles ever since I started here. So this one is actually based on our dealer over in India. He actually trades this way. And there's kind of a side story that some of the other presenters like to give, but he actually had like the most sales out of any of our dealers for the longest time. I think it was about 10 years ago. And he was just ranking the sales. And our management team asked, what are you doing? He's like, well, I created this little system that for people, anybody that buys MetaStock, I'll actually give it to them. And so he actually let us put it into MetaStock version 10, and it's been in there ever since. We've made some little bit of updates to it. We've added the commentary window, which it didn't have in the beginning. So, but basically, let me just kind of explain this real quick while the backtester is running on the Turtle Trader method. So what you're looking for is this main indicator at the top. Anytime this goes above or below 0 is when you'll know what side of the trend you're going to be on, if you're going to be bullish or if you're going to be bearish. So in this case, it's above 0, you'd be in a bearish trade. And we'll kind of go from basically down here because you did get a signal, and I'll explain all that. So then the next thing you're looking for, if you're going to be bullish, you want to look for the magenta, I guess you'd call it magenta or pink line, to be crossing above the blue line. Those two indicators are called the swing trade 2 and swing trade 3. And then the last thing you want to look for is if you're in a new blue bar. So like in this case, you're on a blue bar and you have a signal. Now brand new blue bar would be like right here. But if you have all three of those kind of matching up together, that's a pretty good entry. And you can see this is Novax Pharmaceuticals, or excuse me, Novax Inc. And they actually this was a perfect signal. So you got a buy signal, and at this point you're still in the trade. So you would have caught all of those gaps. So it's a really good one. So what you could do is this: you could take the Turtle Trader and you could take the RMO, and you could make a dual chart layout or dual chart template. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. Let's go over and look at our results with the Turtle Trader method first, and then I'll get to that, how you can build a multi-chart layout. Excuse me, template. Keep fumbling over my words. So when you get done with your back tester, you always want to come over here and just organize it on net profit. That just basically organizes it from best to worst, etc. So the top one that we had was Algent Technologies. And if you wanted to dive into more details on that, you just double click to open it, and it comes up with the summary screen for you. So it'll tell you how much you made. If you would have just bought and held it for the entire time, how much you would have made versus how much you made with the Turtle Trader method. And then how many trades it took, trade efficiency. So it just kind of goes down the list. Which ones were profitable, which ones were long, which ones were short, so on and so forth. So that just kind of gives you the overview of the entire back test. And then if you want to dive in a little more deep, you can go over here to the orders, and it just tells you which one you would have done a sell short, buy to cover, which ones were an actual buy, which ones are actually executed or canceled, things like that. And then this positions tab is really just kind of showing you, and you can see it's pretty much even on both sides. Anything to the right side or on the positive side is good. So if you have one that's really, really low on the left side, but really, really high on the right side, that's actually something that's going to be really good and an efficient system for you to use with your trading. And then the very last one is the equity curve, showing you how you got from point A all the way down to all the way up to point B, kind of thing, like trading map basically. So this one, unfortunately, this one didn't pan out too great with the Turtle Trader, because I would have made 12,000 versus only 4,900 if I'd have done the Turtle Trader method. But that being said, not a lot of people, unless you're a really long-term investor, are doing buy and holds a lot, unless you're doing like your 401ks and you're managing money and things like that. For the short-term guys, I still think that's a good number to be profitable over the last 7 years. So, and then if you want to go into any others, you can just click this back button, and you can do the next one. Let's go to like Apache and look at that one, see how that one did. So this one was actually in our favor, because I would have made 4,205, but if I would have done about held, I would have lost 1,800. So that's a good thing, and that's something that I would always recommend if you're doing back testing. Really kind of go and dive into a few different symbols. If you're not wanting to look at all of them, not a problem. Obviously, the S&P 500 is pretty large, so I'm not going to go into each one individually, but that's why you can sort them by best to worst. So in this case, it shows you how many trades you took, which ones are longs, which ones are short, average profit, highest profit, so on and so forth. So this would probably be one that I would put into my list for looking at it on an actual chart itself. So, and we have time that I can actually do that. So let's go ahead and grab it, APA. So let me just minimize this one. And let's just go ahead and close the back tester now, so I can go in and explain a little bit more on the RMO and the turtle trader method. So we'll put that one in, and we'll open up my turtle trader chart. Click open chart, and answer data unavailable. Hang on a second. Oh, I think I did something wrong. Let me go back to the back tester really quick. Let's see. I'm trying to find the one that I did. Sorry, I apologize. Here's it. There it is. So, yep. Okay. I just want to grab that symbol because I want to see how well that one did. So APA. Isn't that opening? Now look at it. Okay. Let me close this and let's try and open that again. Oh, it's right there. Might need to look at it on a weekly chart, but all right, we'll just bypass that one. I'm not going to worry about why it's not opening. But I do want to, let me try it one more time. Hang on just a moment. In this case, let's actually do the instrument search and see if I can get there. Oh, I know why. It has a .o on it now. So you do APA.o. So we'll click on that one instead of the other one. And we're going to do, uncheck this, and then we'll do open. Okay, that's better. Perfect. So, and then if you kind of, whoops, if you want to zoom in or out, you can kind of see how well this one did. So it actually did pretty well with this particular symbol with Apache. So you could add that to your portfolio. And that's another thing inside of MetaStock. If you ever want to add something to your portfolio list, you just right click on the chart and choose add custom list. And this time, in this case, I'm just going to choose my list because that's where I have all my stuff. And then we'll click OK. So you don't have to go back to the Power Console and then go into your custom online data list and double click here and then add it. You can just do it right from the chart. So a lot easier, a lot less steps to take. So that's the turtle trader method. So in this case, let's actually, I'm going to close everything but this Apache one. Actually, I only have 2 open, so that's good. Actually brings up, this is just going to be just as easy. So now that I've got both the turtle trader and the RMO up, I am just going to build the chart based on these 2 symbols. Okay, so this one. All right. So if you want to ever create a dual chart template, which would be basically this. So in this case, this is Apache. Let me actually change the symbol because it's going to make more sense how I use this. Okay. So in this case, the RMO actually gave me, no, they both signaled on the same bar. So I believe, no, the RMO actually would have got me in a little earlier. So and that's the other thing that's nice. You know, you could use both of them together and confirm one signal with the other. If you feel like it's a good trade, then get in. They both use different indicators, but if I want to build this, so each time I open up that template, it opens up with the dual chart layout. So I can just come over here and do File, New, and then we'll check Layout, and then we'll add both of them. And then we'll click OK. Come here to File, and then we're going to do Save As. But instead of a layout, I'm going to change this to template. And then I'll just do July webinar. And then we'll click Save. So now if I ever want to apply this to my charts, let's open up another chart and we'll do INO. And let's see if we can actually find the webinar one, and then you can open it that way. Not there. Okay, we'll just open it on this one, and then we'll right-click Apply Template, and then find it that way. So once it's open, you can just right-click, Apply Template, and then I'm going to come down here to Webinar. Thought that's what I called it. Usually it doesn't give me this many problems, but it is today, of course. Okay, let's just build it again. I may have done something wrong, so apologize. Thanks for your patience. Okay, so let's do File, New, Layout, Add All. Okay, File, Save As, and we're change this to Template. Just want to see if it's here already. All right, let's do Webinar. Oh, I know why. I called it something else. I'm kind of being a dork today. All right, let's go back and open up Apple. And then we'll come over here. I actually called it July Webinar, not Webinar. Right there. And then when you open the chart, it'll open both of the charts together. You don't have to switch between the two of them, but it does make it a little easier. So we did actually get a stop alert. So if you were in this buy position right here, then you would be out of the trade at this point. So yeah, basically two really good systems that I really like in MetaStock. But now that I've shown you the chart, let's do some scanning on the RMO so you can see how that works. Come back to our Power Console. We'll go to Explore. And let's just do the RMO. And that one I'm going to have to scroll down and find just because I didn't have it on my favorites. I have a lot more explorations than you probably do because I have every single one of our add-ons installed. There it is. Okay, so let's do RMO bullish zone and we'll do new blue. Yep, okay. And then we're going to scan on, let me close the other exploration window that I had up. Let's do another scan on the S&P. And then we'll just click on Start Exploration. So what this is doing while it's running, it's actually looking for any stocks that are in this bullish area and any of them that have a new blue bar. So now that it's done that one, it's going to scan on the new blue bar conditions. Okay, because that's kind of what he looks for. So is the new, like the bullish zone is where you want to know which side of the trend you're going to be on, and new blue bar. So then we'll go ahead and just open up this very first one that came up. And because I had just opened up my dual template, it's going to actually open up two charts and change both of them to that symbol. So we'll go ahead and close this. So in this case right here, we have a bullish area, and we had a new blue bar in this area as well. So just a really good dual system. The other thing you could do as well, even on top of this, is if you want to take the RMO and the turtle traders, let's just do bullish zone. I'll flip up to the very top and go back down again. Okay, so let's do bullish zone, and I'm going to actually apply that to my template. So if you want to ever do that, you just right click and do add to favorites, and then now each time that I want to do an exploration, it appears here at the top as well. So we'll do RMO first. Actually, let's do RMO and turtle. And then right here, instead of using the results from the preceding exploration, I can just have the same list for both of them. So it'll scan both on the S&P. This way you can scan on multiple systems at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but one right after another. And then you can use the same list. So a lot of times if you're doing that price and volume scan filter that I did, you'll want to use the results from that first exploration for the second scan, just because it doesn't make sense to scan on the same list. That's the whole point of doing the price and volume exploration. And then we'll come down here and do start exploration. And you're only going to do this, in this case, use the same list for each exploration as if you're not using a filter and you just want to scan on 2 different systems at the same time, or basically one right after another. So you got quite a few results on both of them. This is where you can sort the turtle trader method by the buy signals or sell signals. So let's go and look at that one. It's going to pop open my dual chart template again with the RMO and the turtle trader method. So before I do that, I'm going to close all of my charts. Okay, now let's go in and open that one. AO Smith Ordinary. And that should open both of my charts, and it does. So then you can come over here and confirm both of them. Okay, I've gotten a buy signal here and with the turtle trader method, and then also in the RMO, I'm in the bullish zone. I did also have a buy signal a while ago, so it might not be the best opportunity to get it right now, but you have gotten 2 signals on the turtle trader method. So that part obviously is up to you. It's all up to us on the trading decisions itself. What I'm trying to show you is just how you can find profitable trades, and these 2 systems really can complement each other. The only thing the RMO doesn't have that the turtle trader does is the feature 2 backtest. We did also create, we had our formulas guy actually create a little backtest, but it doesn't come installed in MetaStock for the RMO. If you do want it, I do have access to it, which I can send to you if you're interested in getting that. So let's kind of wrap things up. That's really what I wanted to show today, and just kind of the takeaway from it is both of these systems can be profitable on their own, but why would you rely on just one indicator? It's a lot better to rely on 2 indicators, really making sure and confirming your trades. Just kind of a different way of using MetaStock, and hopefully I've been able to teach you a few new things in the software, or for our new customers, some new tips. Let's go ahead and close the exploration window. And I'm going to come back to my PowerPoint here. Okay, so this is one I ended up skipping, but it's a direct quote from Richard Dennis. Trading was much more teachable than I ever imagined. In a strange way, it was almost humbling. And that's straight from Richard Dennis, the creator, developer of the turtle trader method. So I think that's also another reason why I like to use it. It's a pretty unique story, and unique success story, actually. So, but if you haven't ever used it inside of MetaStock, it's a neat little system. You would have to build your own template because it just has an expert. And that's why I said, if you want my template, I'm more than happy to send it to you. I have no issue with that. You'll just want to reach out to me either by phone, email after the webinar. If you just want to send me a quick email, I can send it over to you. So the one thing that I like to tell everybody is MetaStock has actually won I think it's actually 26 years straight as the best charting analysis software. And that's for MetaStock MetaStock end of day, and also MetaStock real time. So that's something we're pretty proud of. They publish articles, and sometimes they'll actually there's actually formulas that we put inside of the magazine as well. So they're one of our long-term partners, but also it's really nice to and proud that we've won that many times in a row with our software. And then I always like to read some testimonials. We actually have a partnership with Dr. Stephen Cooper. He is a options trader, but he's been using MetaStock, since the late 80s. But here's his kind of feedback on it. Without the ability to see what the broad and individual markets are doing, any trader or investor would be severely handicapped. Charting software is the tool that allows us to do just that. See the markets, MetaStock remains the only charting software I use or recommend. Its extraordinary graphics functionality, ease of customization make it the professional tool it is. For me, trading without MetaStock would be like riding one of my motorcycles blindfolded. And that's really what I like. The point and the takeaway I like to give everybody is you really do need a tool to help you trade. I mean, there's a lot of broker platforms out there that allow you to do your charting and things like that. Do they allow you to do scanning, back testing? Do they give you alerts when you get signals? Do they recommend where you should set your stops and at what price you should get in? That's where MetaStock comes in, and that's where it can really help you. So for those that aren't customers yet and or want to try it, you have 2 versions of the software. This price actually, I meant to put $59,269 because for the North American region, it's actually $69 because it includes options. So just keep that in mind. But any other region like Asia or Europe, it's only $59, and I do give you 3 months for the price of 1. The way it works is you pay for that first month, and your next 2 months are free. We give you a free copy of Unleash the Power of MetaStock. And then on top of that, we actually now offer what we call our white glove service, where one of our lead support reps will call you and make sure you got the program installed first, and then ask you basically how you want your charts set up. What do you want me to show you? They'll show you how to do scanning, back testing, how to apply the experts and templates, how to build your own templates, whatever it is that you want to do. So and then the other version is our real time, or what we call MetaStock Professional. Price on that is $250. Again, same offer, buy 1 month and your next 2 months are free. That price does not include exchange fees, which is what you pay extra for to get real-time data. Same offer, Unleash the Power of MetaStock. So I'm just going to end with my contact information, so you can reach me either by phone, by email. Keep in mind, if you're international, that does not include Canada, as you see there. You do have to dial the 801 number. Inside of US and Canada, you can just call the 800 number. Or you can also come in and ask for me in our sales chat. Here's the link right there. And you can contact me by phone or by email if you want to have my templates. You will also get a recording of the webinar as well if you came in late or have more questions on that. But yeah, so I just want to open it up. We still have about 13 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions at all that I can show them? Anything extra that I may have missed?
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
You've got a considerably quiet crowd on this side, but Keith did make a nice comment. He said, I'm liking the use of Turtle Trader and the RMO trade model to confirm trades. Keep going. Thanks.
Yeah.
Other than that, I haven't received any other questions. Everyone's very hush.
Yeah, maybe they haven't had enough coffee. Yeah, it's pretty quiet in the GoToWebinar room as well. So if anybody does have any questions, you can definitely email me or call me, and I'm more than happy to help out, answer anything else. But yeah, that was what I had for you today. I do appreciate everybody coming out today and spending some time with me. Again, I can't say it enough. If you do want some more information or need to contact me for anything at all or get set up on MetaStock, give me a call, send me an email, and we'll go from there. But definitely appreciate everybody coming out today and your time. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep. Have a great day.